Good morning folks, and welcome to this week's vlog. It's in the department of Loire et Cher, and this morning I started in the beautiful city of Vendôme. Behind me is the Abbey. If you watch my content regularly, you'll see that I did a tutorial on photographing Gothic cathedrals and architecture, stuff like that. That's where I started, down there. And a few weeks ago I came across this viewpoint and I thought, do you know what, I'm going to go there whenever I do a vlog on this place because it's just a stunning viewpoint. Now luckily the gates to the park where I'm sat are actually open. Normally it apparently opens at 9 o'clock, so I'm quite lucky to be in here. Okay, there's no cloud in the sky, but you know what, that's okay. It really is okay because it's a beautiful morning, a little bit nippy, but so what, it's actually the beginning of March. It's the 1st of March. I've got a few things coming up today, so obviously here's Vendôme, going to a place called La Verdun after this, which has got you'll see, it's a nice place to go to, a couple of medieval things, and some churches and stuff, and I have to say thanks to the people that are commenting and saying, actually we want Gothic architecture and Romanesque churches, please give it to us. So folks, I'm going to give it to you, alright. So today there's quite a lot coming up actually, so it should be a good day. It's going to be blue sky day, but it's the only day actually I can really get out this week. I've got a really chock-a-block full week this week, so today is the only day I can really get out properly to do anything for YouTube. I might be able to get out for myself at some point, but not for YouTube. But anyway, just enjoy Vendôme. By the way, the technicalities of the picture you're just about to see, taken with a 24mm tilt shift, a 1.4 extender as well, just to keep everything bowled upright. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to merge the two images and blend, so it's going to look really nice. All I'm going to do now is just wait for the actual sunrise to get the side light, and then I'll be really happy. And I may even do a panoramic as well, this place, because it is a panoramic view, the city of Vendôme. After that gorgeous start in Vendôme this morning, okay, there was no cloud. I've gone to La Verdun, and if you're thinking, how do you say it, just think love a duck and then you can kind of nearly get to La Verdun. But I've come here because it's what they call a beau village de France, and behind the camera, as you'll see in a minute, is a beautiful old ruined castle, and that's going to be a bit of a theme today. You're going to see a few ruined castles and dungeons. And I've been here before, but it's such a long time ago. Maybe I'm a little bit early for what it is that I want, because the castle itself is lit up, which is nice, but the rest of the village is actually in shadow. But what I am going to do is I want to photograph inside the church, because apparently it's quite beautiful inside the church. I'm hoping it's open, but here it's quite a simple shot. There's a panorama that you come to. There's the main road that goes through the village, and then there's a sign that says there's a panorama, so you just walk up here. It doesn't take very long at all. It's like 2 minutes from the village centre, and then you get a view of that castle that's back there. What's nice is there's a nice side lighting. Basically the sun appears to be somewhere up that way, and it's just basically beaming a light through there. Now there is a bit of a, you know, it's in a valley, it's on the edge of the valley here, so this is actually the Vallée du Loire rather than the Loire Valley. There's two Loires actually, so there's a Le Loire, which is around here and actually just down there, and there's La Loire, which is where I live, the much bigger river that eventually goes into the Atlantic Ocean. But Le Loire ends up going into La Loire. That's confusing, I know, but yeah, this is the actual real Loire Valley here, but it's not as well known as all the others. But anyway, I'll show you what's behind the camera, and then you can see what it is that I'm photographing. And also there's a nice bit of cloud that might build up today. We'll see. But it's looking like it's going to be a very nice day today. There's the view that was behind the GoPro, so you can see that there. That's the ruined castle. So there's 2470 that's on my camera at the moment, so I've zoomed right in. And you've got the old church, which is there. So I'm going to go in there in a minute. I think it's all painted inside. And then I said, there's the castle. Now, that way, when you go out of the village, heading northwards, you're actually going over an old medieval bridge on the Loire. That's one of my other targets to do, is to get down there and just see if I can get it with the light on the bridge and on the castle. So certainly the lights on the castle at the moment is actually quite bright, which means I've got to do 2 exposures to be able to get the sky and the foreground. Why not use a grad? That's just much easier to blend, to be honest. But yeah, there you go, beautiful village of La Verdun, a beau village de France, beautiful villages of France. I wanted to show you inside the old church. Looks like a Romanesque church. As far as I know, there's some old murals in there, some paintings, but sadly they're doing some works on the church and it's closed. So what do? Well, you then move to plan B. So one of the other things that I wanted to do is I wanted to do the old medieval bridge and then have the castle behind. I've been here a long time ago. I can't remember if I said or not, but I've been here a long time ago, and I did some photos and they're okay. But you know what? Over the years you improve, or you should improve, and I've got, you know, something which is better than I had before. I would of course prefer some cloud in the sky. There was, from where I was earlier, looking at the panoramic view behind the castle, but here I've come down, because I've come down in front of the Loire, the Loire River, and so I've got the castle and I've got the medieval bridge. Now what I've got on the front of my camera is the 2470, and I've zoomed right in actually, so that then it compresses the perspective of the scene that's in front of me, because you've got this huge imposing castle that's on top of the hill, and what you don't want to do is use a wide angle lens and just the thing just pancakes down. That is just not a good idea. So yes, you could use a wide angle lens to get the whole of the bridge in, but then the castle just does this. It just looks diminutive. It's not a good idea. So I've taken a landscape orientation and a portrait orientation of what it is that I've got, but well, I'll just turn the GoPro around. You can see what it is that I'm doing with this particular shot here in La Verdun. There's the Loire, the Loire. I know it's confusing, don't worry about it. Le Loire, La Loire. Get used to it. So you've basically got this medieval bridge, and then behind the camera, you can't see it, but maybe you can see it just here on the back of my camera. That's the castle there. So I've also done a landscape orientation, which if I flick it up, it probably wasn't, it's not going to really sort of look very well here, but basically I've got a lot of the bridge in. It's about 50 mil, but here what I've done is I've done 2 exposures, so I just blend them together in order to get what it is that I need, and then you can see on the back of the camera there. So what I tried to do when I've got bridges and stuff is I tried to make some kind of effort to get corners and stuff in. So you've got this, there's a third there with the bottom of the bridge, and then you've got a third there of land, and then on one third you've got this tree, and on the other third, the top third there, you've got the castle as well. So it all kind of neatly falls into place, or it should do, as far as I can see. Now, looking at the village still, it is still actually in shadow, a lot of it. So what I was talking about earlier, getting the village lit up in the morning, the sun has only just really come up over the hill that is dominating the village back there. So am I going to go back? You know what? No, that's okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move on to my next location, wherever that is. I can't remember where it is actually. And then we'll go and do something there. So let's go somewhere else. I've come to my next destination, which is, I'm not going to tell you. Why am I not going to tell you? Well, just because, you know what, it's not that difficult to work out actually from where I was before. And I've got a castle which is basically there, and I've walked to where I am because I wanted to see what sort of views were possible with this castle. As I've only seen a couple of pictures. Now, that I think, honestly, the best view of the castle that I'm looking at is from the old town that's down that way. So I've come up here and I've got the back of the castle, and unlike where I was before at La Verdun, this one, the profile that I've got of this particular castle right now, it's okay. Does it work? I mean, it works okay in this light, but I mean, the nice thing is actually where this hill is, the horizon in the back is actually above the castle, so it's not cutting through the castle in any way, which is good. It is a nice day, it's being side lit, and I'm thinking, you know, at particular times of the year it works at sunrise. Always good to know sunrise locations for someone like this, especially old castles. Maybe if it was a nice sunrise misty morning, because we're up high enough, you could have mist that's over the valley here. That would actually work quite nice. So there's all sorts of things that go in my head. You know, you think, yeah, this works actually up here. I can bank this. I didn't actually know this particular spot was here. There was no signpost actually to come up here to say the path was here. I just came off the main road. I followed a 1 to 25,000 map that I've got on my phone of this place, and I thought, is it somebody's backyard or what? It's not. It just basically goes up the back of the castle and then it comes up a path which thankfully comes up a hill, which then gives you a view over the castle. So yeah, I mean, it's okay. And I'm just thinking, well, you know, but that's it. It's kind of like, it's okay. Does it tick all the boxes? It ticks some, but not all. Would I come back here at dawn on a misty morning? Maybe, yeah. I mean, it's probably about an hour from where I live, so yeah, it's possible. It's possible. There is actually another view, maybe that way. I can see there's some vineyards on the hill, and I think there's enough height that you could be looking down onto the castle. What I don't know is, because there's actually a tree line this way, so you've got an open area like this, and then there's some trees this way, is maybe the angle that you would have would not work. Now you might be able to actually get a nice drone shot from here. I didn't bring my drone because we're away from houses and stuff, so it could work in that respect. But I think actually the street level view that I saw driving through the town, driving through and then out of the town, is going to work better. So I'm going to pack up. I'm going to actually get a stock footage shot as well of this, and then make my way into town, get that shot. And there's also a Gothic church by the looks of it in town, so I'm going to go and get that as well. I can't remember if it's on my list. I can't even remember what's on my list. But it doesn't matter. It's a beautiful day. I'm out getting shots. Yeah, it's blue sky, but so what? The thing is to get out. Anyway, let's move on. I've jumped down into the old town, the small town, and it's quite nice actually where I am. What I hadn't noticed on the way out of the town, going towards the castle that you'll see on top of the hill, is that there's a half-timbered house by the side of the river. So it's actually quite nice. So the Loire is just there, the Loire, and then at the end of the road there is the castle. It looks okay actually. I'm in two minds as to think, you know, is this a place that you'd really want to come back to, or I don't know. I really don't know. I've managed to catch it just right actually, because the sun is illuminating the facade of the half-timbered house. So I've got a picture of just the house, and then I've got half the house in my regular image with the castle, and then the castle in the back there. So it is looking really nice up there at the moment, and with the way the side lights coming across, it means I can stick a polarizer on it, and as you can see by the side of the main road. Now behind me is the Gothic church. I think it's Gothic, certainly looks Gothic. I think it's Gothic flamboyant. Definitely looks Gothic flamboyant, the way the arches are going up. With Gothic flamboyant, it's not so much the arch, it's very sort of pronounced like this. You see almost like this candle almost coming down of Gothic flamboyant. So it looks Gothic flamboyant. I'm going to go and check that out. As you can see, it's a busy day. It's Monday morning with all the traffic that's going through here. Just had to choose my moment without any cars, but I've got something. Sounds like the ducks are happy, so I'm definitely happy this morning. I'm going to go and check out the church, then we're going to go somewhere else. But enjoy this beautiful country scene in central France, here in Loire and Cher. When I started today's vlog, I mentioned I was going to be doing a few things, ruined castles and all sorts of other stuff, and churches. This is what you call a beautiful church. This is a very, very old church. It's a 12th century church. Behind me is painted. There's some frescoes that they discovered, I think it was in the 18th or 19th century, and it just looks stunning. Now you might be thinking, well, it doesn't look like much. have to remember how old this thing is. 12th century, we're now in the 21st century. That's what, 900 years old? So it's been here 900 years, this church. It's just stunning, really. Look at the roof, beautiful, like a ship, the roof. And then the frescoes are back there. I don't know how much more lays hidden beneath the plasterwork here, but this is why I've always said to you, do your research. You find things like this, very tucked away, hidden away place. You wouldn't know it's here. When you go past, you drive past the church, you know, it looks okay. You come inside and then suddenly you're greeted with this absolute treasure. So I'm going to get some pictures and then I'm going to flick them up afterwards, but enjoy this beautiful church. There's a few of these actually in this department as well. But as I said, do your research and you'll find where these churches are. Behind me is the Château de Montdoubleau, and your eyes are not deceiving you. There's an absolute definite lean to that big tower up there. Now, when I was coming in to the town, I just thought, oh my God, that is just one heck of a lean to that tower. Now, I'd found this yesterday during my research. I thought, I wonder if it'll work. And I look at it and I think, nah, honestly, well, this angle doesn't work. I don't know if there's another angle that I could get. I'd kind of like to get it from behind, somewhere up above the village and then looking down. The ideal thing is a drone, but not in the middle of the village. Could I find somewhere? I don't know, actually. I don't know. I've got a couple of other things that I want to do. Some things I know should actually work better than this. So after here, I'm going to a ruined chapel that I found, again, by doing a lot of research, and then another ruined castle, or I think it's a dungeon. So there's a couple of other things, and I might end up in Vendôme later on to end exactly where I started this video. So yeah, it's sometimes, you know, you do find things and you think, yeah, that looks cool, that does, I could get that, and then you get here and then you actually see it for real and you think, no, actually it's not really that interesting. Certainly from this angle, where you could easily get to, is not really that interesting. Although, just as I've turned my head, I think maybe I might have spotted somewhere that might be just a little bit different, but we'll see, we shall see. Well, as you can see from behind me, there's a ruined chapel or priory. I'm not exactly sure which one it could be, or ruined church, but I'm looking at it and thinking, you know what, I've got a regular picture, and I'm thinking it's so high contrast, it's such a blue sky day. In my bag is my infrared filter, so I stuck it on the front, and it's taken a 4-minute exposure to get this thing. So I had to sort of work it out, I had to guess it, really a guesstimate. So it's f11, and it's 4 minutes in order to get something out of it. So I have put it in black and white, see what it looks like. It looks quite nice actually. I'm thinking that could actually look really nice if I could process it really nicely. I'm not really the best person to process black and white, but I think it's actually going to look quite nice. But again, how did I find it? It's just research, just spending so much time sort of looking and thinking, what is here, what's there, is it worth it? Like the castle that I just showed you, I didn't even take a picture. I tried to find somewhere else, and I found a view, it didn't work. I found another view, that didn't work. And then that's when you have to say, you know what, forget it, that doesn't work. That does work, that I like. And that I'm looking at and thinking, do you know what, I wonder what this would be like under a clear sky at night with the stars and maybe the Milky Way arcing over the top of that. I think that could look stupendous. So I've kind of banking this for something else, I think, later on. But enjoy the picture that I've got, the regular one, turning into the black and white. And also I use my tilt shift, by the way, with the 1.4 extender on it. So anyway, let's move on somewhere else. Where's that going to be? There's another church. I can't remember what's there. There's actually something next to it which I want to check out as well. And then I'm going to go back to Vendôme from the looks of it. So let's get going. it's getting near the end of the day, and this is my second to last place that I want to go. So I did mention earlier, or I think I mentioned earlier, that I want to go to Vendôme again, just to finish the day there, just because it's kind of on the way back to where I live. Behind me there's a feudal castle. I think it's called Fréteval, something like that. There's not much of it left. There's a bit just there, there's a bit there, and there's obviously the tower there. I think it's marked on the historic monuments as a dungeon. So I haven't really walked around too much to see what else is here. But as soon as I saw this place, I thought, you know what, I reckon that this could actually look really nice as a drone shot, just to get it out, obviously away from the castle, but get a good 50 metres, as it should be, away from the monument. And yeah, it's just looking really, really nice here at the end of the day. So I've got a shot, I've got a portrait orientation image of the castle behind me, or what's left of it. So I'm going to stick my drone up and then see what happens from there. It's the end of the day and I'm back in the city of Vendôme. Behind me is the view that I was photographing this morning. You might be thinking, well, what's the point in doing it at the end of the day as well? You've done it at the beginning of the day. Well, obviously there's the side light, this time from the setting sun. Now, there's a tiny bit of cirrus cloud up there, but not much at all. What's it going to do? Oh, you never know. It might go pink in the sky, who knows? The thing is, if you're never here, you're never going to know exactly what it is that it's going to do. But I'm really, really happy with what it is that I've been able to get today. I've been able to see some things I've never seen before, and I've been able to revisit some old places that I've been to before. I just wanted to get a new feel for the place and just see what it was that I could do for it. So, you know, it just is what it is. Now, what's coming up next time? That I don't know. So I have an idea, and that idea is possibly to go into Burgundy. Now, what I need to do is also start looking at when the sunrise times is going to be over the next few weeks. See how drivable it is in a day and back, because I can only really afford a day a week to do YouTube because I've got other work to do. And I've got an idea that maybe Yon in Burgundy, or Nièvre, which is the westernmost department of Burgundy, so I don't know yet, or maybe somewhere south. So I just need to kind of figure out where it is I can do. Here I've basically just repeated what it is, the shots that I did this morning. So I've got a 15mm focal length pano. I've got 50mm just focusing on the abbey back there, and I've got my tilt shift on at the moment. So I've got the tilt shift and the extender on. So I've done actually a shot of the castle with the castle's just there actually. So if you're thinking where's this viewpoint, find the castle of Vendôme, there's your view. So as you can see, it's looking pretty nice back there. So I'm really, really happy with what it is I've got. Now hopefully you've enjoyed what it is that I've got today. A little bit more vlogging than I did last time, but you know, as I keep saying, you have to remember this is my day job, and so at times I'm thinking more of the photographs that I can get for me, the photographs that I can sell, rather than trying to vlog and trying to do, you know, just for me kind of silly things like setting up a camera and walking past, doing B-roll and then coming back again. For me it's just a complete waste of time, and a time that I just don't have. But in any case, I know that there's those of you out there that do enjoy what I do, and thank you so much. You know who you are, all those people that keep commenting. So I do appreciate the comments, and I'll answer them all where I can. Take it easy, folks. See you sometime, somewhere. I'll say sometime next Friday, I should say. See you next Friday, somewhere here in central France. Take it easy, folks. Stay safe out there, okay? Bye.